Hey friends, I am here to give you a little message. I wanted to let you know that our long national nightmare is finally over. No, I'm not talking about the political conventions, although let me tell you, it is great that those things are over. No, I'm talking about the return of college football. We have not seen our beloved friend since January, and the void has been palpable. There have been far too many weekends spent doing yard work, taking kids to practice, dealing with the headache of grocery shopping, whatever can create boredom, we have done. Well, now, some of you might have found a substitute in the other sports, and that's fine. They may have some allure, some appeal, but they are not college football. The reawakening is here, and it means that from now until mid January, and for those of you who dabble in the chicanery of the NFL, maybe a little bit longer, you know where you're going to be on weekend afternoons. You will, like me, be on either a college campus, breathing in history, taking in the tradition and tailgates, and urging Old State U on to victory, or you'll be camped in front of your TV with multi-view open, taking in 4 or maybe even 8 games at a time. In my case, there'll be food prep, icy beverages, and kicking back to watch 12 plus hours of football, and it will be glorious. Now, this is the time of year when relationships will be tested, friendships are going to be put on hold, and weddings are going to be passed on because a lot of folks didn't get the memo. We will wish them well in their new lives, but we're not going to be putting our college football Saturdays on hold. What makes college football so great? Well, for one thing, it brings people from all backgrounds together for one common goal, victory for their favorite team. And now the games themselves are great, but much of the allure and the appeal is from the stories, and there are plenty of this season. Let's just take a look. I mean, Blue Bloods, Oklahoma and Texas have moved to the bluest of blue blood leagues, the SEC. You have defending national champion Michigan, which has overhauled its offense and no longer has Connor Stallions around to help with preparation. For the first time in forever, there is no Nick Saban on the Alabama sideline or even in college football. You wonder, can Miami finally break through and get back to relevance under Mario Cristobal? Has Ohio State's portal edition push made it over the top? Will Georgia be extra dangerous after falling short of its goals last season? These questions and more. Oh, yeah, and there's that one other big headline. The college football playoff has expanded to a dozen teams. Now, we can debate all day whether this is a good or a bad development. One thing that cannot be denied is that it should bring more eyes to the game. Now, while tradition should be king, the almighty dollar is front and center. And more than anything, that's what this expansion is about. And we can say the same thing about realignment. It is all about greenbacks. Now, the thing that college football teaches us is that it is possible, no, nay, desirable to work together as a group, putting differences aside to make things work. Players may not always like each other or even their coaches, but once they get in between those white lines, all of that is gone. They're all one, all pulling in the same direction in a quest for victory. College football is about rituals. Wearing that same tattered t shirt you wore when your team knocked off number one. Throwing around stories with your dad or grandpa about the days going to games. Going to your favorite hangout because the team always plays better when you're watching from there. Or meeting friends at your tailgate, which is the best around because it has great eats and big TV blasting college game day. It's about traditions, Student Body Right, Script Ohio, Howard's Rock, Roll Tide, The Grove, Uga, Bevo, Ralphie, Iowa Wave, The Victors, Enter Sandman, and there are so many more. Traditions are great. It's also about hope. Everyone starts the same, 0 and 0. And for at least 1 week, everyone has that same thought. This is our year. Now, I can feel it. It's right there. It's just around the corner. The air's getting a little bit cooler, at least in these parts. There are the beginnings of a crisp breeze. Kids are back in school. Football is here. So you can put away those weekend honey-do lists, have your partner be the limousine service for the kids, and put your favorite pizza or wing joint on speed dial so that you don't miss a minute of the action because it won't be here for long. Before you know it, the season will have whizzed by and we will once again be staring into the void. But that's for another day, way off in the distance. Tomorrow is the day when college football returns. It's good to see you again, old friend.